We're back continuing our discussion of the Supreme Court nomination process with our distinguished guest, Dr. Craig Smith. So we've covered the nomination picked by the president, the Judiciary Committee hearings, and now it's on the floor of the Senate. Describe that briefly.
Well, the senators are allowed to debate the nominee, and this can get very vociferous. The debates over Bork got quite acrimonious on the floor of the Senate. I doubt that this one will become that acrimonious, but it will be debated on the floor of the Senate, and then there's an up and down vote.
Can they filibuster a Supreme Court nomination?
Yes, you can filibuster a Supreme Court nomination, but they generally will wait that one out. They will just keep it on the floor until it dies.
So that has not been successfully done, a filibuster?
No.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the complexion of the court. And it's fascinating that if nominee Kagan is elected, is confirmed, that all of the sitting justices will be graduates of Harvard or Yale.
That's right. Now, actually, Ginsburg went to Yale but graduated from Columbia, but she did most of her work at Yale. So all of them have this Harvard-Yale connection. I think that's a little unhealthy.
And furthermore, all 9 will all be Jewish or Catholic.
Yes, six
Catholics, 3 Jewish.
Right.
Which is remarkable.
And I'll tell you another thing that's remarkable. All 3 women are from New York City.
Oh my God.
We are getting
New York City.
And Elena Kagan, I think, comes from near your neighborhood.
West side of him, grew up in the west side. Fascinating.
Right.
There must be something in the water there.
I guess.
Well, also there's a historic black seat ever since Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, and Clarence Thomas holds that. He's very conservative. He believes that there is a higher law than the Constitution, and sometimes that infiltrates into his decisions through the Declaration of Independence. So he's a very independent conservative justice.
And of course, there used to be 1 female seat. Now there are 3.
There will be 3, and that's, that at least is getting to the proportion in the population. But the religious factor here is there will be no Protestant on the court, no atheists, no anything else, all Catholics and Jews.
Well, should the Supreme Court represent demographically the country?
I think this is getting to the point where it's a little bit out of hand.
Yeah.
You try to do that. You can't do everything. It's only 9 seats.
Right.
So you used to have your Jewish seat, your female seat, which Sandra Day O'Connor was the first one for that. Then your black seat, to these different groups. I don't like choosing justices on that basis. I think we should just find the best person for the job and put them in there.
Let's go back to the philosophy. Where do you stand on restraint versus activism? I mean, in a sense, if a court becomes very active, you can say they become a super legislature. They become a bunch of ayatollahs imposing their own will. We don't want that.
Right. Here's what I believe, just personally. I would read the Constitution strictly, interpret it as to what it says. If it's ambiguous, then let's go back and see what the framers meant by that phrase, by reading it into the original intent when they passed that amendment. And that gives me a context for an interpretation of the Constitution that I think is fair. If you don't like something in the Constitution, like if you want to control guns now, amend the Constitution. Don't bend the amendment.
I think, and this was, I think, in the Carolina footnote of one famous case, the court has a particular obligation to step forward where the political process breaks down and where you can't remedy it through the political process, such as denial of the vote to blacks in the South. I think the court has a particular obligation to protect the integrity and fairness of the political process.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think when you get into something like the crisis we had in the presidential election of 2000, that the court had to step in and settle that one way or another.
The great irony, a conservative court taking a very activist role in Gore versus Bush.
Well, you had the liberals on the court defending states' rights, so they were hypocritical, and you had the conservatives on the court attacking states' rights and going into Florida actively and stopping the recount.
Proving
so
that
both sides were pretty craven in that decision.
Where you stand depends on where you sit.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, we'll be coming back with the remaining portions of Straight Talk after these messages. Stay with us.
Welcome to McKennas on the Bay, where fine dining is complemented with a breathtaking view. McKennas is a restaurant of incredible ambiance, providing service and cuisine with style, class, and romance. The menu offers a variety of appetizers, serious seafood, prime steaks, an oyster bar, and specialty entrees for either lunch or dinner. McKennas on the Bay features patio dining, nightly entertainment, and 2 banquet facilities. No matter what your occasion, McKennas on the Bay is like being on vacation. Join us today at McKennas on the Bay.
Founded in 1976, Paulies Gourmet Coffee is Southern California's most complete gourmet coffee store. Paulies has the best tasting coffee, freshly roasted every day right in the store, plus a wide selection of teas, an in-house bakery, espresso bar, patio dining, and more. We also offer Wi-Fi, free internet access for all of our customers. Our nationwide clientele agree, when it comes to coffee, there's only one name to remember: Paulies, 4606 East 2nd Street, welcoming you into Belmont Shore.
Take care of those who are closest to you, from our family to yours. Macys Jewelry, since 1932.
How do you like your chances the rest of the way?
I got no idea. But I do know that if we stay with Naples Rib Company, at least we won't go hungry.
Coach, what do you think about some of those questionable calls tonight?
Oh, yeah, but if you want a sound call, I'd call Naples Rib Company. You can't miss on that call.
Then Naples Rib Company is part of your game plan?
There really is nothing more motivating than a great barbecue meal at Naples Rib Company.
Victory or not, Naples Rib Company, great game plan.
Welcome back. Our May-June issue of the Straight Talk magazine is now out on the stands. We invite you to pick up a copy and enjoy it. It's distributed at our quality sponsors throughout town. You also can get your own copy sent directly to you electronically by joining our Straight Talk Viewers Club, and go to our website, straighttalktv.com. Become a member of our Straight Talk Viewers Club. We have over 1,800 folks who get their invitations in the mail, get their newsletter in the mail, and we invite you to join that club. Craig, your prediction as to whether Elena Kagan will be confirmed?
Well, they're going through a lot of papers at the Clinton Library where her papers are stored from what she did in Clinton. But barring any surprises, I think she will be confirmed and will be a rather pragmatic liberal on the court. And I think that's the best that Republicans can hope for.
So they should not vigorously object to this nominee, because it ain't going to get any better than this from their perspective.
I think that's right. And unless something comes up in her record that we don't know about.
And finally, how will, assuming she's confirmed, how will her presence on the court change our lives, the lives of an average American family?
Well, I would hope that we would get more consensus on the court so that it had a better credibility with these decisions. Instead of 5-4s, let's get some 6-3s and 7-2s on these major decisions that they're making that affect our lives.
And there's an art of compromise, of writing these decisions to pluck in another vote or two, yes, to take into account that view and still come up with the decision you want.
You can write it, the narrower you write the decision, the narrower the application, as you know, the more consensus you get. The overreaching is what divides the court. And the Citizens United case may be a case of overreaching, where they overturned 100 years of precedent, and all they had to do was rule in the single case before them.
Well, Craig, thank you so much for again joining us. Good luck with your new book coming out this summer, which you edited, and thank you at home for being our guest. And join us next week, please, for the next edition of Straight Talk. Good night, everyone.
Straight Talk has been brought to you by Southern California Edison, the Press Telegram, and Long Beach Magazine. And remember, Straight Talk is viewable worldwide 24/7 at straighttalktv.com.